So today I thought it would be fun to look at 10 different ways that Irish people drink from American people.
Glug, glug, glug.
I get asked a lot. Is the stereotype that Irish people like to drink true? Yes, that was easy. Video over. Actually, it's a bit more complicated than that. The consumption of alcohol in Ireland is actually on the decline. And contrary to what you might think, we're actually not the largest consumer of alcohol in Europe.
Lithuania.
However, alcohol is a key facilitator of social interaction in Ireland. I don't think anybody is denying that. And I'm going to tell you how I noticed that was different to what I saw in America on my travels. Before I get into the video, do be sure to subscribe, otherwise you will be destined to have nothing but terrible, terrible pints for the rest of your life. And if you're alcohol free, I can't think of a worse curse. There's a lot of reasons Irish people like alcohol so much, apart from the fact that it tastes, well, no, it doesn't really taste that good, does it? And it makes you feel so off. Why do we like alcohol so much?
Because alcohol dries your face out.
Well, it could be attributed to a couple of different factors. For example, when the Irish rebels started to rebel, the British overlords began to subsidise alcohol, and they gave pretty much anybody who wanted a licence to sell it a licence. Catholicism has also been a contributing factor to it. Basically, you know, Catholic guilt and all. Oh my god, I need a drink. There's an international joke that if the Irish didn't drink alcohol, we'd take over the world, and I'm not gonna lie, that's probably true, but would we have any crack doing it? Probably not. So starting us off at number 10, a big difference between how Irish people and American people drink is socially. When you're in America, people are inclined to go to coffee shops a lot, and don't get me wrong, we do have coffee shops in Ireland, but nowhere near as many coffee shops as we have bars and clubs and pubs. In Ireland, you're way more likely to go to the pub after work or college, and definitely on a date, you're gonna want to go to a pub. And then if it's going well, onto a bar, and then if it's still going well, onto a club, and what you do after that, well, that's your own business. Being a non-drinker in Ireland makes this a little awkward, and that's where things get a little complicated. Over 58% of men in Ireland binge drink, and over a third of women. I actually would have thought that would be way higher, to be honest. Alcoholism is a thing in Ireland. There are over 870 support groups, but binge drinking is considered very, very normal here, and you're inclined to find people try to get a handle on how they manage their drinking more so than just giving it up outright.
One light beer, one regular.
According to statistics, young people don't apparently drink as much as people in their 30s and 40s. But from my experience, I don't know if I would not question those statistics. Coming in at number 9, alcohol is crucial to Irish people being able to flirt. So if you haven't watched my other videos on how Irish people date and Irish women and Irish men, I've done a few videos about the whole dating culture in Ireland. To give you the broad sweep, Irish people don't flirt the way American people do. We slag each other off, and there's a long courtship ritual which involves denial. One surefire way of finally getting two people together is them getting equally drunk on a night out, and just, it's a whole mess. That's not what they do. They don't clap. That was a dorky laugh. There's a well-known establishment in Dublin called Copperface Jack's, and you'll find many an Irish person in there using this ritual of drinking excessive amounts of alcohol and getting together with the person that they fancy. It's very dignified altogether. In America, it seems to be slightly more frowned upon, with some litigiousness going on when alcohol comes into play. You don't want to be seen to take advantage of somebody who's drunk in America. And if somebody's messy drunk over there, everyone just goes, ew. Whereas in Ireland, it's a bit more like, look at Anto, he's after putting a cone on his head. He's gas. Maybe we should kiss. Alcohol, bringing Irish people together since the beginning of time. Next up, lock-ins. So a huge difference between Irish and American drinking is that American drinking seems to start relatively early. You'd see people going out at about 7 or 8 o'clock maybe, whereas in Ireland, you don't go out until 10 o'clock, at the earliest. If I'm out with the girls, we do not leave a house until 11:30. But the prinking, that's pre-drinking, does start in the house at around 6, 7, 8. When 10 o'clock rolls around, you can no longer buy alcohol in Ireland on a national scale in any shops or supermarkets. You can only buy them in pubs, clubs and bars. This is a law that is very adhered to. You won't find shops bending the rules. However, you will find one law broken in pubs. I'm saying pubs, it does happen in clubs and bars, but more so in pubs. It's called a lock-in. So if you are in a nice friendly pub and the lights begin to flicker, it's telling people everyone needs to go home. However, if you decide to sit there and wait it out, and wait it out, and wait it out some more, there's a good chance that the shutters will come down on the establishment and you're in a lock-in. Now, legally, there is a time when Irish pubs and bars and clubs are supposed to close. I believe that's 2 a.m, but I could stand corrected. But everybody knows people don't be going home necessarily at that time. Places with bouncers tend to not have lock-ins, so it really is an old man kind of pub and stuff that you'll find them in. And here's the best part, there is a good chance at some stage during a lock-in, a sing-song will start and everybody just joins in and plays the guitar, and it's just a great fun time. I've seen Gardaí at lock-ins. Lock-ins are very accepted in Ireland. However, a pub can be done for having a lock-in, so, you know, you gotta, it's a little... Gotta keep it on the down low, you know? Next up, and I can already see in the comments people are gonna correct me, but this has been my experience of visiting America. In American pubs, you tend not to have rows and rows of cubicles like you have in Ireland. The toilet cubicles, I mean. Wherever food is served, for sure I've seen cubicles, you know, with the massive gaps that America has for some reason. But in pubs, you guys tend to have an individual toilet, one for men and one for women usually. In Ireland, with the binge drinking, which is a lot of liquid, this would not suffice. And I'm going to teach you an Irish colloquialism here. People would be busting for a piss. I know it sounds vulgar, but really it's beautiful. It's a charming thing we have going on. Busting for a piss. You'll have lines of people queuing up to go in, even if there's like 12 toilets. The toilets, when you are consuming alcohol, are a huge place of social interaction, particularly for the females of the group. I really don't know what goes on in the men's toilet, I'm gonna be honest.
Light a match or something. Light a fire, I don't know.
I have spent an hour of a night out in the toilet just chatting to other girls. It's common to walk into Irish toilets, find one woman crying while a bunch of girls she's never met before are comforting her and telling her, he's not worth it, you're so pretty, you can do better. I like it, I think it's nice. It's also not uncommon to find women wandering into the men's toilet like this. I'm not looking, I just want to use the toilet. Very normal in Ireland. Next up, when covering this topic, I could not avoid age and ID. In Ireland, you are legal to drink at the age of 18, whereas in America, the legal age for consuming alcohol is 21. Now, from what I've understood, people tend to break this when they go to college in America, and they kind of start playing around with alcohol about the age of 18, 19, 20. In Ireland, people drink a lot younger than 18. It's legal to drink in the company of a parent or guardian under their supervision, but that is not what I'm talking about. Let's be real here. In Ireland, we usually have teenage discos where they're alcohol-free zones and your bags are checked and all that kind of thing, but you will find 14, 15, 16-year-olds drinking naggins behind the garage before they go in.
Not me. I didn't.
Teenage discos in Ireland are not alcohol free. Now, when it comes to being ID'd, you will probably be ID'd in a supermarket and stuff. I've found more so than you would be in a bar or a pub or a club. But it's always nice to be ID'd, and usually an Irish person will say thank you when they get ID'd on the door, because the person is implying that they look under 18. But you're probably not going to get into an over 21's bar if you're under 21. Next up, I have found in America, whatever I want to drink is cool. Anything goes. People are really chill with however different you want to be with your alcohol. In Ireland, you will be judged for what you drink. Now, this is not the case in every scenario. A lot of times you can go out, you can have fancy cocktails, you can have whatever you want, nobody is judging you. But there are scenarios where if you veer outside of beer, people are going to look at you a bit. And I cannot emphasize this one enough. If you are trying to impress the company that you're with, do not order a shandy. If you are the designated driver, you can maybe get away with ordering a shandy, but you're better off ordering just one and then switching to whatever non-alcoholic beverage that you choose. Irish people drink on average 163 beers a year, and that is not counting cider or anything else. Statistics, yo, I checked them. I have noticed, and this is a personal observation, but when one guy in your group orders Guinness, all the other guys in the group tend to follow that guy, and they all order Guinness too. When my friend Paul had his first drink of alcohol, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, Lenny was actually the one to pick a drink for him, and he got so much stick because the first drink that Paul got from Lenny was a mojito. That's a terrible first drink. Also, whiskey is very popular here too, but beer beats it out by a long shot. The next thing that is very different in Ireland and America is tabs. You generally will not open a tab in Ireland unless you're a company that's doing like a Christmas party or something, or you intend to pay for everybody in your party's drinks that night, in which case we don't commonly do tabs in Ireland for a lot of reasons. You can open one, it's just not the done thing. It's inconvenient for the bar staff because it's just not something that they do. Also, rounds are a sacred ritual here, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you haven't watched enough videos on this channel, and you must go at once after watching this video and go watch more videos.
She's so bossy.
That was a little bit more stern than I intended. There is an unspoken psychology to rounds here that you won't find a lot of Irish people talking about because it's kind of a subconscious thing, and that's why I'm here, because I watch these things. I think too much. There's a lot more to it than just one person buying somebody a pint and then somebody buying them a pint back. It's all about respect and custom and culture. Or if it's a date scenario, that's a bit more complicated. Again, I have more videos on that. Moving on, when drinking in Ireland, food is sacred. After a night out, you will find a group going to the chipper together or to go get kebabs or whatever it is. And this thing could take up another hour or two, or maybe even 3 of your time. If you get in before 5 a.m, you definitely didn't have a great night. If you're having people sleep over in your apartment or your house, it is your responsibility to provide them with rashers and so on, so that in the morning when they feel like dying, they have that there. And I will say this, and I cannot put enough emphasis on this, but the breakfast roll is king to the hangover. Next up, and there's not much to say on this, but in America, when there's a dance floor and people are drinking, people generally dance pretty well. Like, there's some solid moves on the dance floor. In Ireland, it's a mess. Do not take yourself seriously on the dance floor in Ireland. The general done thing is to take the piss out of yourself. That's just how it is. That's just how it's done here. You will not find people Irish dancing on the dance floor either. It just doesn't happen. And coming in at number 1, the big difference between how Irish and American people drink is the Irish goodbye. In America, if someone's leaving, everybody's like, oh, bye honey, hug, hug, kiss, kiss, love, 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 goodbye, safe home, text us when you get there. In Ireland, the Irish goodbye is a time-saving measure. Have you ever seen an Irish person try and hang up the phone? It takes years.
No, you hang up first.
Because in Ireland, we make a fuss if you're trying to leave. It is a ceremony of departure. And let me make this really clear with you. It is not rude to leave and not say goodbye in Ireland. As well as it taking an unholy amount of time to say goodbye, because people will try and convince you to stay, and you'll have to have a conversation with Auntie Sandra, and it's a whole thing. People will try and suck you back in and make you stay, or worse than that, you will make them leave. They will leave their night because you're leaving. And plot twist, if you do leave with other people, you're gonna have to do the whole chips thing and go and find somewhere to get food. So you're gonna take a really long time to get home. Here's how you do it if you wanna leave an Irish night out. You're very discreet. You do not make a show that you're leaving. You don't just get up and go. Everyone's going to think you're crazy. But you just quietly leave. You might mention it to somebody so that they don't go looking for you later. But yeah, you just quietly go. Today's shout out goes to Jason Moir, who wants to say a massive congratulations to everybody who graduated in 2020 and didn't get to do their graduation ceremony. Congratulations, Jason, and thank you. And with that, no, I mean, coming in at number 10. Coming in at, there's a lot of like, or, did I just snort? I'm not even on my nose, in my mouth.